Hey everyone, today we're going to make an ultimate Google Sheets stock dashboard where you can watch and track different stocks that you have or that you just want to watch for whatever reason. And we're going to use many different Google Sheets tips, tricks, and functions to complete this watch list. So let's get started. First, you're going to want to create a ticker column for all your tickers to go, and then that's going to be the basis for how we use the Google Finance function for the rest of the chart. For the sake of my chart, I want the company name, I want the price, which would be the current or most recent price, the change, which would be the day change in the price, the change percentage, which would be the percentage in which the stock changed up or down in a day, the market capitalization, which measures the size and volume, and the price to earnings ratio, or the PE. So the first ticker that we're going to enter is for Apple, AAPL. And now we're going to use this ticker as a standing point to get the rest of these values filled in. So we're going to go under the cell that is the name of AAPL, and we're going to type in equals Google Finance. That's the main function we're going to use today. Open our parentheses, and now we're going to click on the ticker, A2, add a comma, and in quotations, type name. You could also click on the cell B1 that says name instead. We'll hit enter, it will load for a second and give us the name of the company. And now we're going to do the same thing for the rest of these. So Google Finance, click on the ticker, comma, price, and let me just copy this to make it easier to fill in the rest of the way. So that's the current price of Apple. The change, in quotations, you're going to type change. And so it went up 1.25 over the last day. Change percentage, you're going to do, in quotations, CHANG, PCT, no spaces, end quotations. Market cap, you're going to type in with your quotations, market, no space, cap, end quotations. And then for PE, you're going to type in quotations, just the two letters P and E. Now that we have our base information down, let's clean up these numbers a little bit, starting with the market capitalization. This is a monstrosity of a number, and if you want to see what it is, you really can't right now. You kind of have to go out of your way to count it. So we're going to create a custom number format to display this number in the billions. So what you're going to do is you're going to click on this cell, hit format, number, and then more formats, custom number format. Now we're going to create a custom number format like this. We'll type in hashtag, comma, hashtag, hashtag 0 with 3 commas. 1 comma would get you to the thousands place, 2 commas gets you to the millions place, and 3 commas to the billions. Then in quotes, we're going to display what we want to display after the number. We want a space and then the letter B for billions, and we want a space. You don't have to use a space, but I want to use a space after the number for the letter B. Then we'll apply, and you will see the market cap is $2,274 billion, or $2.274 trillion for Apple. If you want, you could also put the dollar sign at the front of this, whichever you please. Another number that we can easily clean up is the price to earnings ratio. It's good how it is right now, but we want to display what price to earnings ratio means, that the price of the stock is 30.58 times the earnings. So we want to put an X at the end of the price to earnings. So again, we'll click on format, number, more formats, custom number format. And for this one, we're going to do hashtag, comma, hashtag, hashtag 0. And then in our quotations, we'll do the space and the X for the times. We'll hit apply, and we'll get 31 times the earnings. So now the spreadsheet is going to become a little bit more fun, where we change the change and change percentage number format to add some life to it. So for change, we want it to display a plus or a minus if the change is positive or negative, as well as a green or a red color to indicate that it's plus or minus. So we'll go into format, number, more formats, and custom number format again. And this format will start with the positive end, which it will display as plus, hashtag, comma, hashtag 0, .00 for 2 decimal places, and then we'll type in a semicolon, which now creates the negative side of this, where we'll type in negative, hashtag, comma, hashtag 0, .00 with another semicolon for if there's no change, and we'll just type in a dash. You can also change the color by adding in brackets before each part of this number format. So we'll do brackets, and we'll type in green for the color green, end our brackets, and then for the negative section, we'll start at the start of that, and in brackets, type in the letter red and end our brackets. Then we'll hit apply, and you'll see the change at plus 1.6. I don't really like that green, but there is another green I like better, and it's color 50. That's the name of it. So you just type in color 50 and a more subtle green pops up, but I like the red how it is. So we'll hit apply and do that. And then change percentage is going to be similar but a little different, and again we'll do a custom number format. So the difference in change percentage is just that we're going to take the second 0 in the 0.00, get rid of it, and add a percentage again instead, because we only want 1 decimal place and then to display percentage after. We'll hit apply. You'll notice it says plus 119%. That's definitely not right. What you have to do to fix this is you have to go into the formula that you have for change percentage up here and type in divided by 100, and then you'll have the proper percentage, plus 1.2% on the day. So now that we have all the information that we need up here and it all seems to look good to us, we can drag everything down from row 2 to a few more rows to copy the formulas, and we can enter in new tickers to analyze different stocks. So say we want to look at Amazon, AMZN, Delta Airlines, DAL, Tesla, TSLA, and Facebook, FB. And we'll have all the proper information displayed for them, but you'll notice, and we'll make this column a little larger to fit everything in, you'll notice that in Delta, the price to earnings ratio has an error, and certain stocks will have that because we won't have the proper information available. So I really don't like how this looks. So this is where the if error function comes into play, where if there is an error, you can display something else. So we'll go into our function bar for this cell, G4, where the error is, and we'll type in if error, and then add a parentheses going around Google Finance. At the end, we'll do a comma, and then in quotations, you display what you want the cell to say if there is an error, rather than displaying the hashtag n/a. And we just want it to display a dash. And then we'll end our quotations, hit enter, and it will display a dash. We want it centered to the right though. So we'll do it like that. And what we're also going to do is drag this cell to the other cells so that if there is an error elsewhere, it will automatically display as that dash. Now we're going to do something else that's pretty cool but kind of tricky, so pay attention closely. We want to display the price of each stock 5 days ago, which is 5 business days or 1 week ago. So we're going to go elsewhere in the sheet. We're going to go a couple cells below our table, and we're going to type in equals Google Finance, open our parentheses, And then we're going to click again on the ticker we want to use. We'll click on apples, A2, add a comma, and then in quotations type in the price, because we want the price of Apple stock, but we want it 5 days ago. So we'll do another comma, type in, without quotations, work day, and then parentheses, today, another parentheses, close those parentheses, add a comma, and then type in -5 to display 5 days before today, 5 work days before today. We'll hit enter, and it'll show us a little chart of Apple's price 5 days ago. But we don't want the date, the close, the date and time here. We just want this number. So we're going to use an index function to get that number, and we're going to type equals index, open our parentheses, then highlight this range, the range of our function that we just created, and then add a comma, and then we want to pull the second row, second column, so we'll do 2, 2, and you already see the preview right here. We'll hit enter, and the index function takes the second row and the second column of the range C9 to D10 right here. Now we can integrate the two of these functions together by, instead of having our range be C9 to D10, our range would be our first function, so that it'll be one cell, this cell, which pulls one number without having all of this displayed in our sheet as well. So we're going to go to our first function, and we're going to highlight the function, copy it, and paste it into our range C9 to D10. Now we have this whole function here, which indexes our Google Finance function. We'll hit enter, and we still get the same number, and we can get rid of this. And we're going to use this number. We'll just drag it over to here as we are creating a new column, which is the 5-day price of each stock. So what we could also do is put the number 5 as the header of our column, and we'll clean that up in a second, but we'll use that as the header for now. And instead of this -5 here, you can just click on this cell so that you can change the number. Say we change it to a 10, and it'll change to the 10 days ago price, but we'll keep it at 5 for now. And then to drag it, we want the ticker to stay in this column, and we want the header to stay in row 1. So we'll hit enter, and then when we drag everything down, we will get the price 5 days ago of all of these stocks. Now we can go to the next column, type in the number 10, and then just simply drag across since we put the proper $signs in, and we will have the price 10 days ago of all of these stocks. Now, the reason we are able to do 5 and 10 with the header is because we can create a custom number format that makes them look a little bit better. So I'll explain that in a second. We'll click on our cell 5, and we'll click Format, Number, More Formats, Custom Number Format again, and we'll type in quotations, we'll type in day, or we'll first type in the hashtag for our number, and then in quotations, we'll type in day price, because we want the 5-day price or 10-day price. Just like this, we'll hit apply, and you see it says 5-day price, and we'll center it over to the left for now. We'll do the same with the other one, and we can paste over the format by being on this cell, clicking the paint format button, and then simply clicking on the cell I want. So now they display as 5-day price and 10-day price, but all you have to do is change the number. So say we want 20-day price, just type in 20 and it'll say 20-day price and give you the 20-day price. We'll switch it back to 10 here. Now that we have the historical 5-day and 10-day prices of the stocks, let's create columns for the 5-day and 10-day or whatever number of days percentage change of the stock. So first, let's get the header out of the way. We'll go to our number format, custom number format, and we'll type in hashtag space in quotations day space percentage. Similar to what we did before, hit apply, and now we'll have 5-day percent and 10-day percent. And we'll center this over to the left. Then we'll drag over our function from before in the 10-day percentage to this column right here, and it's still showing the price, not the percentage. So to convert the historical price to the percentage change, you will just simply add the price, which is cell C2, divided by this whole thing. So we'll put the whole thing we had before in parentheses and then -1. Now we have the percentage change. We'll add the $ in front of C so that when we drag this function over, that cell stays in column C for the price, and then we'll drag everything down over into the next column and then down again. And this is an absolute monstrosity. We want to create a custom number format to clean up these, but we already have that format. It's the change percentage from before. So we'll just go into format, we'll go into our custom number format, and then we already have it as this custom number format. So we'll click on it, hit apply, and then we have the proper historical price changes, 5-day and 10-day. For some housekeeping, I should also mention that if you wanted to check the price or percentage change from 1 year ago, that would be approximately 250 business days. So you would go into your header, type in the number 250, hit enter, and then that would give you approximately the price percentage change from a year ago, 500 2 years, and so on. To make it more easy, remember you're working with business days, not actual days. Also, let's kind of clean up the sheet a little bit. Price, I like to see the $, so we'll format it as a currency, and then we'll have 2 decimal places for cents. Also, market cap is a numerical dollar figure, so I want to change this custom number format to have a $sign at the beginning. We'll just add the $sign there, hit apply, and I think that looks pretty good. We'll also add $signs to 5-day price and 10-day price. So I think our sheet, our table, is formatted very well now, and now we're going to move on to what I think is the coolest part. So for today, our stock dashboard would not be complete without a visible chart representing the price change of our stock. And we're going to want to use a 1-year chart for this example. And what we'll do is we'll start below our table. We'll type in equals Google Finance, start your parentheses, click on the ticker for Apple and cell E2, add a comma, and then in quotations type in price. Now we're going to do what we did before, where we type in workday, parentheses today, start parentheses, end parentheses, comma, and then do -250 to represent the 250 business days, end parentheses, add a comma, and now we'll type in today again with a set of parentheses to show that we want not just the price 250 days ago, but a range of prices from 250 days ago to today. And then we hit enter. And you'll see we have a full chart of prices for the past 250 business days. But we only need this second column here. So what we're going to do is we'll add index prior to our Google Finance, add parentheses, and then at the end here, we'll do comma, comma 2, hit enter, and then we'll be left with just the second column. Now, we have all the information here that we need for our chart, our visual chart. So what we're going to do is we'll do equals sparkline, S-P-A-R-K-L-I-N-E, and then add parentheses again. Hit enter, and this is our sparkline chart of the last 250 days of Apple prices. And we can add this into our chart by creating another column and dragging it up to this cell C2. And let's use the same trick we used before where we type in the number 250. And instead of having 250 in the function, we simply have cell C1. And then what we can do again is go to a custom number format, and you can do whatever you want, but we'll do number, and we'll do in quotations day chart, end quotations. So it's a 250-day chart, and we'll center it over to the left like we did with the other ones. So next, what we want to do is we want to make our sparkline look a little more attractive because this isn't the best. So what we can do is go into our function, and after where it says comma, comma, 2 parentheses, we'll add another column or another comma right here, and then add in squiggly brackets where we will type in quotations chart type so that we can change the type of chart, end quotations, and then in a comma we will add another set of quotations where we type in the word column because we want a column chart. Then we'll end our quotations, end our squiggly bracket, and hit enter. Now we have a 250-day column chart. It looks a lot better, but we can make it look even better. So we go after column and quotations, and here we will add, after the quotations and before the squiggly bracket, we will add a semicolon, and then in quotations color, C-O-L-O-R, and quotations, and then comma, and we'll choose the color in quotations, and we'll do color 50, which is the one we've been using for our green end quotations. Then we should hit enter, and something didn't work. Let's type in green instead of color 50. Okay, that works, and that's a good color actually, so we'll go with that. And we have the 250-day chart in green. So now we have everything all set up. Let's just drag our 250-day charts down. We'll add the $ in front of the C as well as the 1, and then we can drag everything down appropriately to get our charts. And now this is kind of the fun part where you can edit the format of your chart and edit the colors and the size of everything. I'll start by moving market cap and PE over. I like to have that at the end instead, so we'll do that first. Then I'll want to adjust alternating colors. So we'll go into format and alternating colors, and I want the header to be dark gray, and then this should be good for color 1 and color 2, just to separate things a little bit. And then I also want to change the height of the rows. So first let's add a couple other stocks in here. We might as well do that first. So let's add like 3 more. We'll do Microsoft, United Airlines, UAL, and Spirit Airlines, SAVE. So we'll add those, and then we'll fix the alternating colors again to adjust them to that. So we'll do format, alternating colors, and we'll change the range to L9. And we'll hit done. And now we can adjust the row height so you can kind of see the charts and the numbers a little better. So we'll resize the rows. Right now they're 21, that's the default height, so we'll do 42. Just double it. And let's also make this a little longer, so we'll resize the column to, let's say, 120. Yeah, I think that looks good. And then what we can also do is center the text to the middle vertically. I like that a lot. And then let's change the color to white on here, make this text bold, center it, and I'm starting to really like how this is looking. Let's also highlight the whole thing, give it a gray border that's good thickness, and then we'll separate the rows with a little thick line as well. And then another thing you could do if you want is you can go to view grid lines, where grid lines are, and you can uncheck that to make it look pretty nice. So I really like how this turned out. Again, you can change everything. Let's make it a 500-day chart just for the hell of it. And look at that. You can see where the pandemic hit in a lot of these stocks, and you could also change the 5-day, 10-day, and 5-day and 10-day price and percentage, and really customize this chart to however you want to do it using what we learned here today. So that's pretty much it for our stock watch list video. Again, there's a lot that went into this. There's a lot of different pieces, so I hope you learned at least something. I know I learned a lot just making this video, and I had a lot of fun, and I hope you had a lot of fun watching it too. I would appreciate if you were to like, comment, or subscribe, and I just want to thank you for watching.